Let's take a line for a walk with Ms.Boley. A line is a dot that went for a walk. An active line on a walk, moving freely without a goal. A walk for a walk's sake. That is a quote from the famous artist named Paul Klee. This exercise that we're doing today is based on Paul Klee's artwork. Here is an example of his artwork. In this exercise, you're going to start by taking a line for a walk all around the page, and then you're going to add color with colored pencils. And the results are really cool and exciting. And just a little note, if you look at the middle picture on this slide, that is a self-portrait by the artist Paul Klee. So why are we doing this exercise? Well, we want to review lines and types of lines, and we want to be able to have some fun and experiment with different types of lines. Paul Klee was a very playful artist, and the pieces that you're going to make from this exercise are also going to be very fun and playful, very low pressure. You're just taking a line for a walk all around a paper. So what are we going to need? We're going to need a visual journal or sheet of paper. In this video though, I'm actually using a piece of construction paper or craft paper. So what I actually used was, when I got my groceries this week, I got them in a paper bag, and I just cut the paper bag and I used it for this art assignment. So a piece of brown paper bag paper or a brown piece of construction paper will work really nicely for this. But if you don't have that, that's okay. You can use a white sheet of paper or your visual journal. And we're going to use a marker to do our line. When we take our line for a walk, we're going to use a marker, not a pencil. If you don't have a marker, that's fine. You can use a pencil crayon or a ballpoint pen. And then some colors. So it could be markers or colored pencils or any other material you have access to easily. All right, let's review our paper options one more time. So we've got the paper bag. We have just plain white paper and construction paper. So choose which option that you have readily available to you. I'm going to use the paper bag. So here we go. So I've started by grabbing my Sharpie marker, and I'm going to start at the top corner. It doesn't really matter what corner you start at, but please start at a corner. And then I'm going to begin by just drawing lines and not lifting my marker up off the paper. So I'm just keeping my marker touching the paper at all times, and I'm just doing whatever I feel like. I'm just pretending that the little dot at the end of my marker is kind of deciding which direction it wants to go, and it's just going around wherever it likes. So right now I am only using straight up and down lines or diagonal lines, and they're all just straight or diagonal, and they're all sort of like the regular thickness of the marker. And once you kind of get started, you can add in some more organic lines. So you can have curved lines, you can have squiggly lines, wavy lines, but for now I'm only using the straight ones, and that's kind of inspired by the artwork of Paul Klee that we saw earlier in the video. He has a lot of straight lines and geometric shapes in his art. So you're gonna do this. You're just gonna take your line for a walk around the page. You can draw slowly so that you can have time to decide where you're going to go walking. And I'm actually going to speed up this video now,
and you'll see me complete the rest of my line walk until my paper is all filled with lines. All right, there we go. So now I'm grabbing my colors and I'm just going to begin coloring in some of the shapes that were created when I drew my lines. So, you know, when you draw a line, even if you have the line is never ending, it's extending the whole all over the paper. But because I've overlapped the line with other lines, it's created shapes. So in any location where I see a shape, I can choose to color that in. I am not going to color in every single shape. You can if you like, but I just think it looks really interesting when you leave some of them not colored in. So that's what I'm going to now do. I'm going to speed up the video and finish coloring in some of my chosen shapes. And I'm really choosing the colors intentionally, ones that I think will kind of work well together and look and stand out really well on the background. And that's my finished product. I cannot wait to see what you come up with. I hope you have fun, and thanks for watching.